Okay. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah. So I thought I'd make a video detailing how I approach a CTF challenge. Thought that'd be fun to do. And I chose the all-in-one easy CTF challenge on TryHackMe. I have gone through this room before, but it was a very long time ago, and I didn't take notes, so I don't remember anything, which was a mistake. All I've done is I started the machine. 5 minutes really. Apart from the machine, I made a tab for my notes, which I use Cherry Tree for notes. In the notes directory I made called June 2025. I don't know why I didn't save my preferences. Which is kind of annoying, but there you go. It's a TryHackMe machine, so I'm going by TryHackMe node here. Put add subnode and call it all in one. Okay. Go into my TryHackMe directory, make a directory called all in one. CD into that directory. And then I'm going to use rustscan as my port scan. Paste in the IP address. Rustscan uses -a for dash address and 2 dashes here. Now you can use the nmap description engine. So you go -sc for default scripts, -sv for numeric versions. And I'm going to save this scan out to a file called rustscan.initial. We got port 21, 22, 80, 21 FTP possibly, 22 SSH and 80 HTTP. I'm guessing that based off the default ports, but they can be changed. And port 80 is an Apache server, well, HTTP Apache running on Ubuntu apparently. And we've got a scan back. Port 21 FTP, nice. And we can log in anonymously. Lovely. We've got SSH, and port 8 is HTTP Ubuntu and Apache version 2.4.4.1. So when I see a scan, when my port scan is done, I go top to bottom. I check the port number, the service, version, and then default scripts will run default scripts. The default NS and nmap scripts and engine scripts, and for FTP it will log in. I believe it logs into most things like FTP, MySQL, etc. From the default scripts we can see that we can log in anonymously, which is something I would check as well if I saw FTP. Grab that scan, rust scan, make a header in my notes. In Cherry Tree, to change the size, you can press Control, and then it's header based like HTML, so header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4. Use header 1, then Control Alt D, lets me put in a code box. Plain text, SH, doesn't really matter. This contains the scan output into like a small box, which is a little bit neater than just pasting it normally. I'm going to check out port 80 first, so we'll add another subnode to this called port 80 HTTP. Now anything that involves port 80, or I find in port 80, I will put here. No, I don't want to do that. I can just paste it normally because there's not that much of it. I'm going to make another header called landing page. Now I'm going to take a screenshot of the landing page, just to keep me oriented. I'm going to use Flameshot for that. You have to sudo apt install Flameshot, but once you got it, just press that and then you can a screenshot, Control C to save it to your clipboard, and you Control V. And if it's a bit big, you can edit the size and height from here. But I think that's fine, so I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna then use some GoBuster on the root of the website or the landing pages, telling myself that by this little slash. And I'm going to use the common word list. Up this. I can clear this out. I can clear this because that's in my notes now. GoBuster, dir for the directory, new for URL, paste the URL, -w for a word list. I'm going to be using sec lists, discovery, web content, then common .text. And I'll put this to GoBuster.common. This dot here, this single dot, tells me that this scan is from the first one, the root of the website. By root of the website, I mean there's no images. This bit here would be the root, and then I'd put .image.common. So that's how I kind of like to keep my scans in order. And I see a WordPress, so in my head I'm thinking WordPress website, WordPress scan, plugins and themes. I think it's good to check out, look for users, try maybe brute force a user. Those are the kind of things that come ahead when I see WordPress. So let's go check that out. Okay, we can see a username there. Several ways. That's another reason why I chose this machine, because there's several ways to do it. So if you were to try this room yourself, which I recommend you do, you can either follow along with me and do it out the way I do it, or try to find the other ways. So I like rooms with more than one way in. I'm going to take a screenshot of this though. / WordPress. Did I miss anything on top? I get the whole thing here in, and I can edit the width down to 1000. From this, I'm looking here. I can search. I can see a username. There's a comment, maybe someone else. No, just this is a default comment that happens on when you make your WordPress site. Then you've got archives. We can log in here. Let's just search the stuff. Searching for stuff. You could not find any results, but you get a search query up here saying stuff. Could I possibly find SQL injection? I'll comment that out. No. Could I do like a really simple or 1 = 1 exploit? No, doesn't look like it. Oh. Okay. Okay. See, there might be some SQL injection there. We got 2 results, meaning there's either something's happening there. That's I'm gonna get ahead of myself. So this SQL injection will
ZZZZ.
Jeez Christ. Why is my right oh my streaming panda thing started talking. Why? I'm not streaming. Oh, I'm in a whole new like scene in my OBS, but anyway. This will basically run and look and give me result of everything, because it's commenting out the query here and it's saying, or if 1 equals 1, and because 1 equals 1, it will always return true, so you get everything back. Hope that makes sense. I tried to like give an example because I know just saying it makes it hard to, especially SQL injection and exploits and the computer exploits. They're hard to understand when someone just explains them. It's easier when you've got an example, but I don't have one of those right now. If I see a search query, I'm searching for SQL injection like I just did. The reason why I changed the hashtag from this to hashtag is because different SQL languages have different comments and different syntaxes, etc. I'd also look for file inclusion, command injection maybe, or basically most injections I would look for in a CTF. Some I'd go pick first, that's SQL LFI if it's a search query. But if I'm hitting a wall, then I'm going back to the areas where I put in input and I'm trying different exploits, I'm trying different injections. But I believe I found SQL injection, so I'm going to keep note of this. Take this tool here, highlight this. I don't, that's fine. Oh no, there you go. SQL injection, possibly, and paste that there. I'm also horrible at explaining exploits. I don't know why. I'm not a great teacher. So, I'm going to keep that in my mind, but I'm going to carry on looking at other places. Go back here, I'm going to take this, I'm going to do a clear WebFest scan. Well, just fire that off. Yeah, let's gather what it can. Okay, you got some plugins, that's nice. Top, I'm not really interested in this. I need to close my door properly. We've got direct listing on uploads. Okay. I'm not interested in a DDoS because that would not benefit me at all. I don't want to take the site down and have to restart the machine. The 2020 theme is in use. The plugins is what I'm really interested in. We've got Mail Master, Reflex Gallery. That seems familiar. I feel like I've seen that before. Okay, I'm gonna save this output to my notes again. Get any scans, anything I find straight to my notes. WebFest scan. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use search bullet to see if I can find any public exploits on ExploitDB. First up this one, copy that, search bullet, nothing. Right, this one. Huh. If I take the dash out. Oh, there we go. File upload and file upload on version 3.1.3. Okay, let me try this one there. And SQL injection. Ooh, that might have been the SQL injection that I found. Now we've got a couple of exploits we can look at. The next thing I'm looking at is the version number. I go back up and version 1.7, 3.1.7. and version. Okay, I'll go one by a time. Reflectivity 317. 313. Okay. This is a couple of versions up, so it could be patched. What is the for this version 1.0, and the exploits for these are 1.0. Local file inclusion. Is that search? Search equals etc. Password? No. Do I need to do some path traversal? Nope. I could check the text, but part of the fun in this is finding it yourself, so sometimes. No, okay. This one seems to automate it, but I'm going to try to do everything manual for now. Let's put an /m to get the module. I'm not sure if search bot calls it a module or not, but get the file. This SQL injection one. Let's open that file up. Okay, it's a bit bigger than I thought it would be. Page. Mail master SQL injection page. Content mail master CVS export unauthenticated. Oh, what that means? That means that I need to be authenticated to see it. And the parameter is list ID, and then SQL injection. Okay, and load this. Export page inc lists requires admin. I don't have admin right now, but okay, there seems to be a couple of different exploits. This one requires admin. This one's unauthenticated, and as I'm currently unauthenticated, I'd like this one. So I can just copy this, because put / in between WordPress and WordPress content. Okay, we've got a file. Nice. Make a directory in here called loot. Move into that, and then move downloads. What is it called? Export. I want to move it to here, please. Thank you. Email. Okay. Look at this exploit again. I'm going quiet. I shouldn't do that. I need to keep explaining what I'm doing. Just rereading this again, seeing if I truly understand what's happening. Right. I only want this part here. I think this is CyberChef. I can decode the URL encoding, which would hopefully make it a bit easier to read. URL decode. All 1 equals 1. Yeah, ID is 0, or if 1 equals 1, and what's this doing here? No idea. Something change if I change the WordPress -config. I'm going to split a terminal because so I can keep this where I can see it. What is it? Same one. Okay, that's not really giving me much. So is it just giving me all of the well, it can't be giving me all of the IDs because it's not giving me anything past email. I'm gonna leave that for a second. Can I search for it? It was mail. Yeah. We've got file inclusion as well, so let's take a look at that. Now let's search for it. Module. This one. Cat photo. File inclusion vulnerability allows an attacker to include a file, usually explain a dynamic file inclusion mechanism implemented in the target application. The vulnerability occurs due to the user. Okay, let's explain what LFI is. If you didn't know what LFI is, now you do. Again, just gonna grab this. It's not me typing it all out myself. No, we found LFI here as well. Okay, LFI can work with a little better. It was the first ever web exploit that I truly understood and learned and managed to feel better with. And what I'm going to do as well, because I don't want to keep using it here, what I'm going to do is make a Python exploit for it. That might be a bit more fun and add a bit more learning for people who want to add wondering how they could use Python a bit more effectively. So make it actually called exploit. You can see I missed my exploits before, but it's fine. I use NeoVim. You can use VS Code, you can use Nano, you can use Vim, you can use via Emacs, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna call this exploit.py. Why is my NeoVim broken? There we go. I'm not gonna then go into exploits on this one. Python, I'm gonna get a virtual environment for myself. The environment module and call it the environment. A virtual environment lets you kind of contain the Python packages and keeps your kind of system nice and tidy, safe. If packages break, they break in the virtual environment. It's the recommended way for Python. I'm going to import pip install requests. That's all I really need. import. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, so I'm gonna make this my full screen for now. This background isn't really helping. Okay, seems a little bit easier to read. Requests. Okay. And then I'm gonna make a function called exploit. Okay, now all I need is a URL. And I've got that from here. I've got. Should I grab the whole thing or? Might be a bit big, so I'm gonna grab it from here. Then I'll do the payload first. Payload equals input. I'm not going to sanitize my input because not much need right now. File, and then do it like this. Tell me. This will show on my screen, and then I can kind of like a pseudo prompt, if you will. UI, or I can just add it to this honestly. Via with this line. Nope. Make this a formatted string. Put an F there. And because this is going to be where I put the payload, I'm going to paste out the variable, so every time this the URL variable is called, it puts the payload variable where the payload is. Now I see one more thing. If I press Control-Shift-C, I can see my developer, the developer console. So network. I want to refresh this page, and this is a get request. The payload, got my URL, should be good to go. Request.get URL is URL. That should be all I need there. Actually, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to while true. I'm going to indent all of this. So instead of just running it once, I can run it. I can be in a loop. I'm going to call this I equals request.get, and then print dot text. This should print this, and because this is the file I'm looking at, it starts at number 1. I don't need to do any beautiful soup or any kind of repping and cutting up of the file with the output. I show to only show the file I'm looking for, but because the only thing on this page is the file, I don't need to do that. That should be okay, I think. Exploit. And this is only a rough and kind of dirty.
ZZZZ.
God, that stopped making me jump. Thank you. I thought I'd turn it off. So, yeah, we will have to deal with that. But now I can run Python 3 and exploit file. Let's set your password, and we get the file. Now we can kind of look through the file system using a pseudo prompt of our making. And there's literally only 12 lines of code. We can now look for users, maybe Ubuntu has a ID SSH keys, ID RSA keys. Why do I struggle saying ID RSA? Let me .ssh and ID. So nothing there. Okay, we've got Elena. I can't go up. ELYANA dash .sh dash ID. Okay, not there. I'm gonna guess the website's here. We're gonna end up going to WordPress, I think. Then it'll be WordPress config. Okay. Then I'm gonna double check this on the website here. Nothing. Okay. Just to make it a bit quick for myself, I'll check this as well. We got index.html. So it should be that it is there. So it should be WordPress, and then where would config be if it's not on the main page, in the main area? Well, I can grab this, step back, and then to index.php. Yeah, okay. See, this is the WordPress page I was looking at before. It looks like it should be. Yeah, all in one, yeah. Okay. Can't clear my page, I'm going to press enter a couple of times. So I want to look for the WordPress config file, because that would contain the database username and password, and I can log in to that. I can't log in outside because the port is not open, but it might be a reused password. It could be anything. I could also try and do code execution via poisoning logs. Be cool, but part of me wants to go look at that SQL injection a little bit more, but for now, let's Google. Where does WordPress config.php and WordPress. So it should be where I'm looking, but why is it WordPress dash? Is it because I don't have permission to view it? I should do. I'm going to drop that there for a second, and I'm going to use SQL map because I want to look up the placeholder. I want to keep looking at the LFI, but I want to dash u. Let me wrap this in quotes. Use SQL map to automate the SQL injection and see what it can find while I continue messing around with local file inclusion. And dash DBS, look for the databases. I'll just let that run like that. Okay. While that runs, I'm going to do a hidden hosts. Oh, Elena. Why is she a host name? Interesting, interesting. That would just take me to the same page, I think. But it's interesting why she's a host name. Maybe I can look for the flag. ELYANA dash user text. Nope. Check on might not be injectable. Interesting. I could have misinterpreted my output and might not be SQL injection. It happens. I'm not an expert. I'm not a genius. So I'm still as much a noob as anyone else. var dubs HTML WordPress dash admin dash. Is it there? No. Huh. Trying to think what else I could look for. Should be check documentation. WordPress slash. Is it WP config or is it? Yeah, is it uppercase? No, it's to make sure I'm not spelling it incorrectly. No, I'm not fighting. Why is it not there? It should be. We've hit a wall here, which is what I wanted to happen. I was hoping this would happen because so many people go do a capture the flag, get to this point where they're stuck, and then immediately give up. So what I'm going to do, I'll go back to my notes. Okay. I'm not taking notes of my LF. Oh. Oops. Fine. I clicked out my VM. Not taking my notes from my LFY, so I want to change that. Local file inclusion. To here. Screenshot. This bit. It's just this. I'll make it a bit smaller. 1000. SQL injection is still going. You know where SQL injection is, but let's see why one works out. Okay. I'm gonna leave. LO5 for a little bit. We have the FTP server. I'm going to check out now. When I hit a wall, when I hit a wall and there's another port I can go look at, I go then look at that port. So I'm not just stuck in one area. Any files in here I can look at? Nothing at all. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Get X out of there. Leave that open in case. Okay. Instead of looking there, let's throw this man into it and it should find it. And I can hopefully where is the sequel gone? Yeah, sequel's gone. Do I still have the tab open? The save somewhere? No. Okay. Back cat. Was it in 40? That's LFI. Okay. So cat 441. Go up. Yeah, this one's almost authenticated. Now I'm trying to get a view source, and then okay, yep. Get over this again. Hot delay. What happened? Why couldn't you connect? Do you?
How is everyone?
Can you stop doing that? It just terrifies me every time. If it is yes. This ID might not be injectable. Okay, I know it's going to tell the risk a little bit to 2 or 3 actually. While that's doing that, verifier to RCE poison. Ooh, I've never done this one before, so let's try this. grab this PHP command, well not command, but keep pressing Control Shift C. I should have that. I can just quit Vim from here. Appears to be. So it is injectable. Why did you tell me it wasn't? I completely forgot what I was doing now. FTP IP is 10.10.143.15. 10.10.143.15. Okay, because we know we've got LF fire. Why did I do that? So keep you there. Curl. It's curl the LF fire from her and then the log command. So curl Control C, not Control Shift C. Control C. Put it in there, and then actually I can slash var. What is the FTP vsftp.log? Be lazy again, just copy from here. Okay. It got it, but what? Curl to it. Okay, it didn't seem to work. Maybe because it's anonymous only and it didn't log the username. Okay. Apparently the ID SQL injection is time-based and blind. That is the worst combination. blind SQL injection I hate. Especially when it comes down to time-based stuff as well, because I'm gonna go on over right there for a second. But stuff like your network latency, your side can affect it, and it's so annoying, especially in the capture the flag. It's so frustrating. So you keep trying and trying, it's not working because your latency's bad or you're doing something slightly wrong. But you can never tell. Oh, I could do it this way. Actually, error log. Okay. Hacker recipes. I've never checked out this website before. I don't know how. This is cool. I'm learning along with you. Normally, I'd load up Burp Suite or use curl, change the user agent myself, and then go. But let's try it this way. Netcat 10.10.143.15 port 80. Did it not? I just assumed the arrows meant from what they typed. Ah. I'm not copying properly. I couldn't understand, but the log is called. Why don't I just copy it? That didn't work either. Cool. Nothing's working. Why? I'm not allowed to view it. I'm gonna do it my way. So I'm gonna curl to the 10.10.10.143.15. Then change my user agent to this here. No. How do you break it if it's back text, isn't it? Or is it 2 backticks? Nope. I forget. CSH. I forget what the it's just CSH escape sequence. No, it's not what I'm looking for. Okay. I'm gonna quickly ask ChatGPT. It should give me the answer. Instead of just hours and looking through things, I can just do this. Wait. Quotes. Yeah. It's single quotes. That actually fixing it, or yeah. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working. It seems to not. Don't need you anymore. Actually, got this. Ah, got that. Like that, and then this is a SQL injection. Wait, it still didn't work, but that's funny. Oh, my bad. Oh, I had to press enter. That's one thing why I won't do anything. No, don't say something else. Okay. Wordpress. Dash db. Dash db equals WordPress dash tables. Equals 3. I'm jumping around exploit to exploit now. It's not really recommended that you do that, but I'm like a child in a candy shop. What can I say? Oh, oh, oh! I know what's going wrong. He was looking for a database called equals b, b equals WordPress instead of WordPress. Oh, that's funny. Should be explaining what I'm pressing. I'm just pressing enter for all the default stuff. Database B. What are you using? Why are you not? SQL map. Help. Up. How long is this video? An hour. Should have said it's going to take a long time, but oh, that's there you go. It's much quicker. Okay, that's the table. Okay, no, dash T. I want to look at WordPress users because let's just dump it. There you go. No, drink while. Yes. Is it not looking for the right tables or? Is that the right table name? WordPress user. WordPress. Yeah. Ah, I put dash. It's underscore. I think. Yeah. Ah, silly mistakes are costing me.
How is everyone?
Can it stop doing that, please? No. No, just dump it to me. Okay, we got a single user. Okay. Let's copy this hash. No, hashes. Hash, because it's only one hash. Paste that in. I don't remember to spell his name, so. I'm going to use John to crack this. Nope, hash. What do you mean? I'd not copied the whole thing? Oh, is it the white space? Yeah. Just let John crack it for a second. Hopefully the parser's not that strong and it's crackable. Any day now. username be Elena. Maybe could be a reused password too. So I can check it on SSH. I don't really want to do much because it's really taking up 80% of my CPU usage, so I'm gonna leave it for a bit. I will leave it for a little bit and I will cut the video, hopefully, because my editing skills are not there at all. Yeah. It's gone, and I'm just gonna stop it. You have a hash, but it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna use Wi-Fi scan again. / URL username I'll use Wi-Fi scan to that is the name, isn't it? Oh, I put everything into export. No. Yeah. ALYANA. Passwords. Share. Red lists. If her password is in the rock text, this will also find it. And I think it should be a little bit quicker than John. And it will take up less than my CPU usage. Again, that's its thing. Swipe up and grab my SQL map. See, SQL map user dump. I'm going to put this to 1200. Hopefully this works. I'm going to do two parts. This first part is going to be getting initial access. The next part will be privilege escalation. Where's the LFI? There it is. See if I can actually. Oh, it's just logs. That's Apache. Am I not getting? This might explain why I wasn't able to view these. You might not have permission. Yeah. Interesting. Can I view orthog? Nope. Sometimes logs are completely blocked out to only allow root, which really puts a dampener on my day. Double check this. I can't wait to get on the machine. Look at why all of this is just not working. Don't know why this would work, but no. Okay. I'm again gonna just leave it. I don't want to cut the video up twice, but we'll see. I am still here. Doesn't seem to be me, but you know. Hopefully I'll cut the video. I don't know. It's only been 4 minutes. Not really much to cut there, but you know. Where is this? Next. Oh, PHP. No. That's the, yeah. B dot 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 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Maybe I can go backwards. No. Why do you hate me? Why you got your screen WordPress? I could. I don't know. I could possibly. Could we be possibly? What's the word? Detecting. I'm looking for this and not showing me it. One thing I'm forgetting, I've got a GitHub. Here. I've got LFI cheat sheets. Why? There. It's crazy what comes to you when you stop and think for a second. Okay, so the RTE PHP file I've got saved in my game didn't work. But if I just go to this. Why is it not convert to base 64? Why? Convert. Oh. Oh. Yeah. This is decoding. I wanted to encode it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that should be such a password. Try forwards. Far da da da. HTML. Word. Press. Slash. Con. Fig. If this works, I'd be shocked. I'm shocked. Why? Why did that work? Why? Why? It worked, that's the main thing. Okay. Elena, hack me 123. Okay, so WordPress login as well. ELYANA. Hack me. Yeah, it did. No, remind me later. I don't want to update the email. No, again. Once it should be smooth sailing to get.
I'm hungry.
It should be smooth sailing to get a shell, and then once I've got a shell, we'll do basic stabilization, and then we'll end this video here, and I'll then start making the other one. Okay, so from here, going back into trying to teach now, what I could do is I can go into plugins, install plugins, that's what I want, plugin editor. I understand. If we go into plugins, okay, these two are activated. So, Reflex Gallery. Select that. Okay. I can replace this with a PHP thing, a PHP shell, but I want to do theme editor instead, just in case something breaks there. On this one, on this theme, I can go down to double checking this is 2020, the theme that we saw is in use. Go down to where's 404? Do you not have a 404? Oh, 404%. There we go. Get all this. Go back to rev shells. 10.9.223.22 PHP. That's monkey. I want to put it in here. Can I update this file from here? Nice. So, top this. End cut. What I basically just did was this 404 template page will run anytime I try to look at a page that doesn't exist. So I'll get a 404. So if I do that now from here, so if I quickly just go back to the normal WordPress site, this is a template page. This is the index page, whatever it's called on this. Starter page, index page, whatever. And if I go and look for WordPress, let's say this page doesn't exist. I've got the Apache not exist. Okay, not what I want. And now I need to log out, I think. Last time I did this, WordPress, say shell, the Apache 404, because there's a difference between the Apache 404, which is this, and the template template 404, and I want the template 404. So and there we go. It doesn't show anything here because it's running that PHP code, and that PHP code is giving me a shell here. It's stabilized. I've got it saved by GitHub. Spawn a stutty shell. Python 3. That. Then Control Z to background and stutty raw echo and foreground. Enter again, then export a term. It's going to be xterm, and now I've got a stable shell. That is where this video is going to end. It was kind of a bit of a clusterfuck, bit of a mess in the middle, but that's what happens. That was as organic as CTF as I could do, I guess. We found NFI, we looked through that. We tried poisoning logs, that didn't work. We tried brute forcing the hash, that didn't work. We tried brute forcing the user normally, didn't work. And then we went back to LFY, and then I tried my PHP filter, RCE, that didn't work. So I tried to see if I can get the pages out of base 64, that did work. Then we managed to get the WebFest config out, that worked. And then we saw that the DB user was the same user we've seen on the WebFest page. Then we checked if that password was reused. It was, and then we used themes to give us a shell. Great. Again, this will be a two-parter, so I'm going to end this video and I'm going to start recording the other one. See you there, or then.